Hi there, James here. Hope you're having a great day and welcome to another one of my videos. Now, in today's short video, I want to talk about something really important and really easy one to understand. And it's a word that we hear all the time as guitar players, pentatonic scales. Now, you probably know how to play some pentatonic scales, and if you don't, we're going to make sure that in a moment. But I'm also going to explain exactly what they are. So when you hear that word, it won't sound confusing at all. Now, if you really want to nail all the music theory, or most of the music theory you'll probably ever need to know as a guitar player, remember to check out my book, No Bull Music Theory for Guitar, getting loads of rave reviews on Amazon, loads of 5-star reviews, really helping a lot of guitar players to really master and nail those essential music topics theories that we all need to know about. I'm talking things like keys, basic scales, chord sequences, simple intervals, all this kind of stuff. Lays it right out for you in the easiest way possible to understand. Really easy to understand, really easy to use, really easy to read. So do check it out. If you need to improve your music theory, I will post a link to it underneath this video. Okay, so anyway, on to today's lesson. So let's talk about this word, pentatonic scales. Now, pentatonic scales are probably the most commonly used scales that we use as guitar players. We use them to play blues and rock and country and all sorts of things. And you've probably heard of names like minor pentatonic and major pentatonic, all this kind of thing. But what is a pentatonic scale? Well, it's very simple, really. Pent means 5. Think of a pentagon, it's got 5 points, or a pentathlon as an Olympic event with 5 separate events in it. Pent means 5, and tonic means note. So a pentatonic scale is nothing more than a scale which contains 5 notes. Simple as that. A 5-note scale, pentatonic scale. Now, the two that you've probably most commonly seen are the minor pentatonic and the major pentatonic scale. And these are certainly probably the most commonly used scales that we use on probably all instruments, not just guitar. Saxophone players, piano players, everyone pretty much uses pentatonic scales all the time. Now, let's look at this 5-note business. So you might be thinking, yeah, but when I play this pentatonic scale, James, I get 12 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, actually, you're still only playing 5 notes. It's just that when you get halfway across the scale, the notes repeat up an octave. So if I show you that, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're back on the starting note up an octave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back on the starting note up another octave. So there's actually only 5 notes in that scale, even though it may look like you're playing 12 by playing 2 notes on each string. So I think we've figured out what pentatonic actually means. When do we use them? Well, they're extremely versatile and extremely useful. There's quite a lot of situations when we can use pentatonics, but let's look at 2 of the most common situations which you're going to face most of the time as a musician. And one is playing in a major key, and the other is playing a solo or something in a minor key. So let's look at what we would do in a major key. If we were playing a solo in a major key, a great place to start is to use the major pentatonic. So let's say we were playing in the key of A major. A major pentatonic would be a great sort of scale choice if you want to play some licks or some fills or some solos. So I'm going to show you one of the most common ways to play that scale now. Let's start with our little finger on the 5th fret on the E string. We're going to call that our root note. That's our A note because we're playing in the key of A. Then on the A string, we're going to go 2 to 4. We're going to go 2 to 4 on the D string. And on the G string. And 2 to 5 on the B string. And the high E string. And that is a common way to play the major pentatonic scale. That will fit over some chords in the key of A major. Now let's say we need to play in the key of D major. Well, we can move that scale. We just need to move our starting note up to D, which is up here at the 10th fret on the E string. The pattern's exactly the same. And it will work great over chords in the key of D. Now there are other ways to play the major pentatonic scale, but this is a great one to get started with. The other really common pentatonic scale is the minor pentatonic scale, which, unless you've never looked at any guitar type stuff, you probably heard of before. It's often the first scale that we learn when we begin playing the guitar. We're learning some scales. And minor pentatonic, extremely useful, extremely common. It's used all the time in blues, rock, metal, pop music, just pretty much every style there is. And so let's have a look at how we can play this. And it works great for playing in a minor key. So let's say we were playing in the key of A minor, we would play A minor pentatonic. So for this one, we're going to bring our first finger up to the 5th fret on the E string, and we're going to go 5 to 8 on the E string, 5 to 7 on the A string, 5 to 7 on the D string, 5 to 7 on the G string, 5 to 8 on the B string, and 5 to 8 on the top E string. So that would work perfectly for playing in a minor key. In this case, A minor fit really well over those chords. The other common situation for playing minor pentatonic is over 12-bar blues. And basically it's just like playing in a minor key, even though we're not actually playing over minor chords when we play a blues a lot of the time. So say we were playing a 12-bar blues in the key of A, we could jam over the top using the A minor pentatonic. If we were playing over 12-bar blues in the key of G, we would solo over the top using a G minor pentatonic. And for that, all I would do is move my first finger down to where it is G on this E string note, it's our root note. This is a 3rd fret. My pattern stays exactly the same. And there you have it, G minor pentatonic. Would fit great over any chords in the key of G minor or over 12-bar blues. Now, if you're not sure about keys and major keys and minor keys, well, you could either check it out in my book. I go into a lot of depth in that and make it really easy to understand. But I'll also be making a few short little videos about that and post them on my channel very soon, so look out for those. And that's pretty much all you really need to know for now, I think, about what pentatonic scales are. So let's just sum up. They're 5-note scales. You've got the major pentatonic, which is great for playing over major chords or in major keys. You've got the minor pentatonic, which is a 5-note minor scale, which sounds great when you're jamming, soloing over minor keys, and also works great over a 12-bar blues, okay? And that'll get you started if you're not quite sure what pentatonic scales are. So remember, do check out the book. It covers pentatonic scales in there, shows you a few patterns for them, and answers a few common questions about them. Also talks about major keys, minor keys, and pretty much everything else you need to know. Do check it out. I think it's probably the quickest and easiest way to get your music theory up to a good level. And also shows you how to apply it on the guitar, which a lot of music theory books don't. They talk about piano and this kind of stuff. Anyway, that's about it from me today. I hope you find this short video useful. Do check out the book. If you enjoy my videos, then subscribe. I publish new content every week on YouTube and other platforms, so do check out that stuff. And have a great day, and I look forward to seeing you next time. So I'll see you in my next lesson.